2026, and it's a picture of my right knee.
And what is that picture of your right knee showing?
When I fell over and when the shooter was shooting with the shotgun, I think it's a grazed my knee, and didn't go through my knee, but it could have been sustained through an injury. It's hard to tell, but it's definitely scarred. So.
And does it fairly and accurately represent the injuries you sustained to your knee on July 20th of 2012?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Your Honor, at this time I move for the admission of People's Exhibit 2026.
Any objection? Without objection, it is admitted and may be published.
Thank you very much. So, Mr. Weaver, what sort of medical treatment did you have to have for the injuries to your arm?
What happened since the bullets weren't removable at the time, I had to wait I would say about 30 days, and luckily I had insurance through my job, and so I went to go see a Kaiser doctor, and he said that they could do a surgery to take them out whenever I wanted them to be taken out, and so the pellets were taken out, and as soon as they took them out, I was a police officer who took them, so it was kind of surreal, and then my arms continued to get numb over the next 2 years, and so
This is a result of the same incident? Is that a yes?
yes.
Okay, overruled?
Thank you, Your Honor. You can answer the question, Mr. Weaver.
So, after they took the bullets out, my arm would get numb for over 2 years, and so caused me not to bowl, not to do anything, my normal activities, and so obviously I gained a lot of weight and got pretty depressed about it, and so.
Wait, hold on. That's sustained. That's going too far.
All right, sorry, Mr. Weaver, if you could just talk about the additional medical treatment that you needed as a result of what happened to you.
Well,
she's asking about the medical treatment only, okay?
Well, 2 years later, they had to do surgery again on my arm. They had to take off a piece of my clavicle bone and my acromion bone to free up a joint so my arm wouldn't get numb. And that was November of this last year.
Do you know if you're going to require any additional surgeries?
I don't think so. I went through physical therapy, and I'm starting to feel better about my arm, so I don't think I will need further treatment.
Your Honor, if I may approach Mr. Weaver with what's been marked as People's Exhibit 4729.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Mr. Weaver, do you recognize the person in that photograph?
Yes, ma'am.
Who is that person?
Just Rebecca Ann Wingo.
Did you ever see Miss Wingo alive again after you left the theater on July 20th of 2012?
No, ma'am.
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
Are you moving the admission?
Sorry, Your Honor, I am moving the admission of that exhibit, please.
Any objection? Without objection, 4729 is admitted and may be published.
Mr. Weaver, did you have an opportunity to observe Rebecca's injuries?
It was really chaotic and dark, and she wasn't moving. So when I picked her up, and she fell back into the seat, she was not moving. I didn't notice any blood or anything. She just was not moving and was pretty lifeless and heavy at the same time. And then all of a sudden, the onslaught of the other folks. So didn't really notice any gunshot wounds or anything like that.
And were you able to determine at the time if she was breathing when you left the theater?
It was hard to say. Like I said, I try to think for the best, but at the same time, she wasn't moving the last time I saw her. So.
And Your Honor, at this time, I would ask that the People's Last Exhibit 4729 be published.
I granted permission already.
Thank you, Your Honor. And could you please tell the jury who that is?
It's Rebecca Ann Wingo.
Thank you. No further questions.
Any questions, Ms. Pengler? All right, it looks like the jury has some questions, sir, so I'm going to ask you to wait for just a moment. Thank you. it looks like there are multiple questions, and so rather than have you wait while we talk about these questions here, let's take our afternoon break. Please keep all my advisements in mind. All of them continue to apply. I'm going to ask Mr. Weaver to step out so that the lawyers and I can talk about the questions outside his presence, and then when you get back, we'll proceed at that point, okay?
Can I go to the bathroom?
You can stay here for just a moment. All right, enjoy the break, folks. Let's take 20 minutes, okay? The record should reflect that the jurors have now exited the courtroom. Mr. Weaver, I'm going to ask you to step out, and yes, you can go to the restroom, you can go up right. Everybody may be seated. The record should reflect that Mr. Weaver has now exited the courtroom. So we are now outside the presence of the jury and outside the presence of the witness. The jury has submitted multiple questions, and so I'm going to go through these one by one and ask counsel for their position. First, on the question form that I have designated as number 15, the following questions appear. The first one is, did witness say no police in lobby area when I think it says when normally present, I'm not sure. And then underneath it says at time of arriving 10:30 p.m. So did witness say no police in lobby area when normally present at time of arriving 10:30 p.m.? Do the people have a position?
We have no objection.
Any objection? Ms. Spengler?
No.
All right, I'll ask that question without objection. The next question is, I guess it's an explanation for why the question is being asked. It says wording a little garbled and softer at the end of the sentence. So that's not a different question. That's just an explanation for why the question is being submitted. Next, I have the question on the form that I have marked as number 16. How long was it from the time the shooting began to when you made it to the lobby? Any objection?
No.
Any objection? Without objection, I will ask the question. Next, the question that appears on the form that I have marked as number 17 is as follows. Did you see the shooter move any closer to the victims than by the exit near the screen? Any objection?
No objection.
Any objection from you, Ms. Spengler?
No.
Okay, without objection, I will ask the question. And finally, on the question form that I have marked as number 18, there appear to be multiple questions, and so I'll go through these one by one. The first question is, after the initial shooting, did you see the shooter walk through the theater? Any objection?
No objection.
Any objection? Ms. Spengler?
No objection.
The second question is, what did you see through the crack? Any objection?
No objection.
Ms. Spengler, any objection?
Yes, there would be an objection.
It has been asked and answered, but the juror may have missed it. So that's one of the, this is one of the reasons the law allows jurors to ask questions. It's possible that the juror missed it. So I'll allow it over objection. The next question is, did the shooter move? And that is on the same line as the last question, so it may be related to the last question. Any objection to that question?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Spengler, any objection?
Same objection, Your Honor. As a lines of questions that the court instruct the witness. Answering these, I just worry that with the open that it may start to speculate, that's what it meant.
Well, I think that question is speculating, about him speculating. The questions, these two questions that I just read are not open-ended, or to the extent that they're open-ended, don't concern me that they're gonna lead him to speculate. The one question is, what did you see through the crack? That's specifically asking what he saw. And the next question is, did the shooter move? Now, if he starts going into an area where it sounds like he's speculating, make an objection and I will stop him as I did before. Next is, how long did all of the shooting go on? Any objection? Ms. Spengler?
No objection to that.
Well, we've been through 15. You want me to go back to 15?
Yes, I made a mistake.
Well, you said you had no objection before. I think it is relevant, so even if you have an objection, it is overruled. Next, I have the question, I think, was how long did the shooting, did all of the shooting go on? And you said you have no objection. Is that right, Ms. Spengler?
That's right.
All right, the next question is, where in the theater did the second series of gunshots come from? Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection, Ms. Spengler?
Because we have no objection to the modified safety.
I think that's fair, and I will do that. Finally, the question is, where was the shooter when you ran out of the theater? Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Any objection, Ms. Spengler?
No objection with the same.
That request is granted. I think that's a fair request, and I will add if you know at the beginning of the question. Okay, those are all the questions I have. We'll go on break. Enjoy the break. I'll see you back here in about 15. The court will be in recess.
Please rise.